Welcome, fellow preppers, survivalists, and those curious about facing the ultimate challenge head on. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that could very well determine your fate when the lights go out for good. Power grid collapse, picture electricity, no internet, no phones, and no running water. It's a doomsday scenario that's not just a possibility, but a real threat we must confront. But fear not. We're not here to dwell on the doom and gloom. No. We're here to empower you with knowledge, skills, and game plans straight from the experts. You see, there's a blueprint, a lifeline, if you will, crafted by the Commission to assess the threat to the United States from electromagnetic pulse attack. And it's our Bible, our roadmap to not just survival, but thriving in the face of adversity. So, are you ready to take control of your future? Are you prepared to learn the 7 vital steps to navigate through a power grid collapse like a boss? Your answer is a resounding yes. Then buckle up because we're about to embark on a journey together. We'll uncover everything from securing your water supply to safeguarding your electronics, from stocking up on enough food to last the long haul to maintaining crucial communication channels with the outside world. Stick with me because together, we're not just stable, we're unstoppable. Let's dive into the 7 vital steps to take in the event of a power grid collapse and show the world what we're truly made of. Fine. Locate family members. All right, folks, let's kick things off with the numero, step in surviving a power grid collapse, finding your loved ones. Picture chaos erupts, the lights flicker out, and your heart races as you realize you need to ensure the safety of your family ASAP. So what's the game plan? It's all about having a rock-solid strategy in place, one that every family member knows like the back of their hand. First things first, establish rendezvous points, communication methods, and alternative routes home for every possible scenario, whether it's work, school, or just out and about. And hey, let's face it, when the grid goes down, those trusty mobile phones might just become glorified paperweights. That's why you need backup plans like social media, email, or even satellite devices for the worst case scenarios. But wait, there's more. Each family member should have their own mini emergency kit packed with survival essentials and personal IDs. Think of it as their ticket to safety. Now, if someone doesn't make it home on time, don't panic. Stick to the plan, reach out through all agreed upon channels, and if push comes to shove, know when to call in the cavalry. That's right, the local authorities. And while you're waiting for your crew to roll in, make sure your home base is locked down tight. Check for structural integrity, stock up on water, food, and medical supplies, and set up a fortress-like perimeter, because when your loved ones finally make it back, you want to welcome them to a safe haven, not a disaster zone. So there you have it, folks. Step 1 in mastering the art of surviving a power grid collapse. Stick around for more vital tips coming your way to investigate the cause. All right, folks, now that you've got your loved ones accounted for, it's time to play detective and figure out what the heck caused the power outage in the first place. Trust me, knowing the root of the problem is key to unlocking your next moves in this survival game. So how do we crack this code? Well, it's all about observation and a little bit of tech-savvy detective work. Start by checking the status of your electronic gadgets and communication networks. Are those battery-powered radios and hand-cranked devices still humming along? Or are they as dead as a doornail? Especially if you've got devices known to be sensitive to EMPs like radios, it could be a sign of something more sinister, an electromagnetic pulse attack. Now, if you've got some ham radios tucked away in Faraday cages, those nifty protective shields for electronics, it's time to break them out. Ham radio enthusiasts, the superheroes of emergency communication, can help you gauge the severity of the situation. They've got ears everywhere and can gather intel from all corners of the globe, giving you the lowdown on just how bad things are out there. Once you've got the scoop, it's decision time. If the ham radio chatter confirms a full-blown grid collapse, you'll need to assess whether it's safe to stay put or if it's time to pack up and relocate. But hey, if the news is more localized, just a hiccup in the system, then you can breathe a sigh of relief and start planning for a speedier recovery. Before we move to the next point, quick announcement: if you are a Christian prepper, don't forget to check the link in description and pinned comments to reset up temporary power. All right, folks, now that you've got your bearings, it's time to talk power, because let's face it, in the midst of a power grid collapse, having some juice flowing is the difference between chaos and calm. So buckle up, because we're diving to step 3. Setting up your temporary power supply. Now, why is this so crucial? Well, It's not just about keeping the lights on for convenience's sake. It's about survival. Think about I-7B. Without power, your food could spoil, your home could become unbearably hot or cold depending on the weather. And worst of all, you could lose vital communication with the outside world. So how do we tackle this? You've got options, my friends, from trusty generators to solar panels. Soaking up that sweet, sweet sunshine, there are ways to keep the energy flowing. Generators are like the quick fix heroes, ready to power up your essentials in a flash. But keep in mind, they're fuel guzzlers, so make sure you've got a stash to keep them running. On the other hand, solar panels, especially when paired with battery storage, offer a more sustainable solution. Sure, there's the initial setup cost and the need for sunlight, but hey, when the grid's down, you'll be glad you made the investment. But here's the kicker. Don't wait for disaster to strike before getting these babies up and running. Familiarize yourself with their ins and outs. Figure out how to stretch that power supply as far as it'll go, and prioritize what's truly essential. Oh, and don't forget about the mental boost temporary power provides. From charging up your phones for updates to enjoying a movie night with the fam, it's the little things that keep morale high in the darkest of times. For keep time. All right, folks, we've covered the big stuff like finding your loved ones and powering up your essentials, but now it's time to talk about the little detail that can make a world of difference in the chaos of a power grid collapse, setting your clocks. Now, you might be thinking, seriously, clocks, but trust me, this step is more crucial than you might realize. When the grid goes down, those digital timekeepers we rely on so heavily can go haywire, leaving us disoriented and frazzled. That's where good old-fashioned manual or battery-powered clocks come in clutch. Why is this so important? Well, for starters, having accurate clocks helps you keep track of time. And in a crisis, every minute counts. Whether it's knowing when to cook your meals, rationing power from your generators, or coordinating with others for recovery efforts, having a solid grasp on the time is key, but it goes deeper than that. Setting your clocks manually isn't just about practicality. It's about reclaiming a sense of control in a chaotic world. It's a small act that says, hey, we might be in the middle of a mess, but we can still keep our routines and stay organized. And hey, let's not forget about teamwork. Synchronizing all the clocks within your household or group ensures everyone's on the same page, avoiding confusion and streamlining collective efforts. It's all about reinforcing that sense of unity and resilience in the face of adversity. They secure your liquid lifeline. All right, folks, now let's talk about something as essential as air itself. Water. When the grid goes down, access to clean water can become a real challenge, especially if you're like me, living on elevated terrain where water doesn't exactly flow uphill. So what's the game plan? It's all about filling up those water containers pronto. Now, when it comes to storing H2, you've got to get creative. Sure, pitchers and wash basins are obvious choices, but why stop there? Talking about turning every available nook and cranny into a water storage hotspot. Think sinks, tubs, you name it. Okay, but here's the kicker. If you're like me and don't have a fancy water bob lying around, don't sweat it. We've got a trick up our sleeves. Ever noticed how sinks tend to leak through the drains? Little duct tape magic can seal those babies up tight, turning your sink into a makeshift water reservoir in a pinch. And hey, the same goes for the bathtub. Just slap on some tape and fill her up. Because wait, there's more. Don't overlook unconventional options like the hot tub. That bad boy can hold a serious amount of agua, making it a goldmine for emergency water storage. The name of the game here is to stock up before the taps run dry, ensuring you've got enough water to keep hydrated, cook meals, and stay squeaky clean for as long as it takes. 6-watt water meter. Now, this might sound drastic, but trust me, it's a crucial move to protect your home's water supply from any nasty contaminants lurking upstream. Here's how it's done. First, locate your water meter, usually found in a concrete box near the curb. Then grab yourself a meter key or an adjustable wrench and get to work. Turn that valve clockwise until it's snug as a bug in a rug. Now, I know what you're thinking. Won't shutting off the water leave me high and dry? Well, not quite. This measure is temporary, giving you a precious few days worth of clean water already in your pipes for essential uses. But hey, we're not stopping there. Oh no. We've got backup plans for our backup plans. Ever thought about your hot tub as a water source? If it's treated with bromine instead of chlorine, that water might not be safe for drinking, but it's perfect for everything else, from staying fresh and clean to watering your garden. All about getting creative with what you've got, folks. And And speaking of creativity, storing extra water in bottles and barrels is a no-brainer. I'm talking 500 gallons of liquid insurance. That'll buy you precious time to figure out a long-term solution. Just make sure those containers are sealed tight, stored in a cool, dark place, and made of food-grade materials to keep that water fresh as a daisy. So there you have it, folks. Step 6 in our power grid collapse survival guide. Shutting off the flow and securing your water supply like a boss. Stick around because we've got one more game-changing step coming your way to help you weather any storm. Preserve your provisions, keeping cool in the chaos. All right, folks, we've talked about water, power, and even setting your clocks, but now it's time to tackle another essential aspect of survival. From the grid goes down, keeping your provisions fresh becomes a top priority. So let's dive into step 6, taking care of the food in your refrigerator and freezer. Now here's the game plan. It's all about minimizing waste and making those precious supplies last as long as possible. So grab yourself 3 coolers and get ready to get organized. We're talking about segregating your refrigerated food into 3 categories, 1 for each day of the outage. This not only maximizes the efficiency of your resources, but also minimizes the frequency of opening each cooler, preserving that chilly environment inside. But hey, we're not stopping there. Oh no, we're bringing the big guns. Ice and frozen blue ice packs. Incorporating as much of these as possible enhances the cooling effect, giving your perishables an extended lease on life. And speaking of perishables, prioritize your items based on their spoilage rate. Keep those dairy products close to the top, while items like eggs, ketchup, and mustard can handle a bit of room temperature action. But here's the kicker. Label each cooler with its contents and the intended day of use. Not only does this keep you organized, but it also ensures that you're consuming your food in a strategic order, preventing any waste. Now, let's talk freezers. Keep that door closed as much as possible to maintain that frosty temperature. A full freezer can hold its chill for about 48 hours, buying you some time to focus on the more perishable items in your fridge. And there you have it, fellow preppers and survival enthusiasts. The 7 vital steps to take in the event of a power grid collapse. We've covered everything from locating your loved ones to preserving your provisions, ensuring that you're well equipped to face even the darkest of scenarios with confidence and resilience. But remember, preparation is key. Take the time to familiarize yourself with these steps, stock up on essential supplies, and create a solid plan with your loved ones. By staying informed and proactive, you can not only survive, but thrive in the face of adversity. So whether you're a seasoned prepper or someone just dipping their toes into the world of survivalism, know that you're not alone. Together, we can weather any storm and emerge stronger on the other side. Stay safe, stay prepared. And remember, in the face of uncertainty, knowledge and preparation are your greatest allies. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay resilient, and stay unstoppable.